Hi, I'm Andy Davidson. I'm the Nature Recovery Officer with the Hampshire County Council, and we're here today to look at Titchfield Haven and the work we do to help nature recover. Jim, you're the site manager here, aren't you? Do you want to tell us a bit about your work?
Yes, I'm the site manager here at Titchfield. I manage the team that look after the nature reserve.
So what is so special about Titchfield Haven? Because it is really quite a special place for people to come and experience wildlife, isn't it?
It is, Andy. One of the features of the site are the hides, which are buildings that you can sit in, small holes to look through and view really quite elusive birds that you wouldn't get close to in normal circumstances.
So there's these lovely scrapes in front of us, Jim. So how do you manage these for these birds?
Well, interestingly, the scrapes are quite low maintenance for us. The main thing we do is manage the water levels. We can manage how much water is coming into the scrape and obviously how much is going out again. With a lot of conservation management, a lot of management of our sites, we manage the habitats, not the actual birds and not the species, and make it attractive for the birds to come here.
So this is a national nature reserve, so it's always going to be special for its wildlife, isn't it? And we've been very successful in managing the site itself for what's here. But one of the main aims of the landscape scale project is to get that wildlife back out in the wider countryside, isn't it? So we're in Titchfield Haven itself here, but clearly we've got the Greater Titchfield project. So what's the aim of the Greater Titchfield project?
But one of the aims, Andy, is to get all this fantastic wildlife that we find on Titchfield Haven expanding out into the wider countryside. We've got a site over on the Hamble, which has got excellent habitat and some farmland in between.
So that one of the essential bits of nature recovery is that connecting through the landscape, isn't it? So as you say, we've got the farmland. Some of these birds already use the farmland, so we know the snipe will go out there and feed. We've had barn owls covering both sites. So improving the wildlife in these wider landscape and sort of brimming over from these special reserves, isn't it?
Yeah, it's interesting you mentioned brimming over because Titchfield itself has benefited from brimming over. We've got species that arrived here which have been come from other sites, and that's how it works. Is we accept brimmed over species from other sites, and then they breed here and they move on.
Because we've got up in the reed beds at the top, I know we've got breeding marsh harriers, haven't we? And they used to just solely breed in Norfolk and places like that, but they've slowly colonised these sites in Hampshire, haven't they?
Yes, and it's fantastic for the species of bird itself, because as they have more and more strongholds, more and more breeding sites, the greater population is stronger because of that.
So what are the important species in the reed beds, Jim?
Well, we've got the iconic reed bed bird, which is the bittern on site. We have breeding marsh harriers, bearded tit, reed warbler, some of the other warblers as well, Chetty's warbler in the reed beds here.
And the reed beds are really important for the water vole, which are one of the scarce species, but weirdly that's why the marsh harriers there, because they feed on a lot of those, don't they?
Well, yeah, it's habitats again, isn't it? It's groups of animals forming a habitat and benefiting from it. Who are we going to be working with in the Greater Titchfield project, Andy?
Well, there's a lot of council-owned farmland in between here and Hook the Warsash, and quite a few tenants of that farmland, so hopefully working with them in the work they do and improvements they can make to the farmland. Plus we've also got surrounding landowners hopefully come in, as well as local authorities in the area.
We talked about the species from Titchfield Haven which may start using the farmland more. What species do you think, important species do you think will be using this farmland?
Well, we're right at the coast here, so in the winter these fields at the edge here will be important for things like the Brent geese. I mean, they haven't arrived yet, they're still travelling down from Russia, but they use these fields to feed and rest on. But there's going to be a lot of birds in the hedgerows that have declined nationally, like the farmland birds, like things like linnet and whitethroat, and hopefully we can improve conditions for those sort of species here.
I mean, if you live in the area, it's on your doorstep, but it's very tranquil, very quiet, and you can spend as much time here as you like.
Well, hopefully you've enjoyed the video, and hopefully you'll come out and see the site as well. It's always a great place to visit, so please come and join us one day.